fessed up. Thought a little time would bring you back. Now I'm a wreck, cause it clearly wasn't so. So tell me what to do or what to say to make it right. Cause I need your arms around me every night. To me you're worth a trillion. You're one in a million. I'll never find a woman like you. If you would give back your heart, I swear by all love, I'd spend a lifetime making it up to you. Every night coming home to you. Oh, 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 yeah, getting real cold, cold, cold. Yeah, yeah. Still is the light of your room when you're not inside. Yeah. And all of your things tell the sweetest storyline. Yeah. Your tears on me, sheet, baby. And your footsteps are down the hall. Yeah. So tell me what I did. I can't find the moment where we went wrong at all. No, 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 no. You can demand in the morning. Oh, baby, I'll take back what I said. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just don't leave me lonely. It's cold, baby. Come back to bed. Baby, come back to bed. Oh, listen, darling. Come back to bed. Oh, it's getting real cold in here. Come back to bed. Come on back to bed. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm coming in with the Jamaican vibes right here on the Black on Fire Radio Media for the 21st century. I'm here with the Pan-African Bliss. It's another beautiful day. It's been the 9 minutes past 12 p.m. right here in the 254. But Asante Sana for being with us on today's broadcast. I can see Kay Williams is already with us in the building, and I can see you saying, "What's up, drama queen?" Please just stop with the name of the drama queen, because I'm no drama queen, you know. I am not a drama queen at all. I'm a very, very nice person. And if you engage with Joby very, very well, you'll know that she's a very, very nice person. I'm no drama queen, so stop with the nickname. But Asante Sana K. Williams for being with us. It is the 17th of March, and I do hope that this particular day is finding you in peace and in good health as you get to stream with us right here on the Black Hot Fire Radio. In case you are looking forward to joining us and interacting with us regarding different matters that we shall be talking about, kindly do so. You are free and to go on to interact with us through our social media handles. We are on Facebook at the Black Fire Network radio station, on Twitter and on Instagram as well. And in case you are here for the first time and you're wondering what is the Black Fire Network all about, we get to discuss different matters regarding the effects, or rather the negativities that have been shared, especially on the African continent, the African people, that we are bad people, we are enemies, not forgetting that we have our enemies of our own, and that not only just to check about the issues, we come up with solution as possible as we can. And of course, through you interacting with us, we also tend to come up with solution through your thoughts. And when you bring minds together, we get to reason and also come up with solution. And in case you are looking forward to joining us for officially, in case this is your first time and you're here and you want to join us officially, you can do that by logging onto the website. That is on the www.blackoutfinetwork.com. And once you do so, feel free to create your own profile and get to enjoy the amazing vibes. You can also download the app on the Google Play Store and listen to amazing different vibes right here on the Black Hot Fire Radio. I am doing okay personally, not that okay. I just feel a little bit sick. I don't know what's really wrong, but I'm really feeling a little bit sick. But I do hope that I'll be okay before the end of the day. Nonetheless, karibuni sana. I'll be discussing different matters, and of course, our major topic today will be focused on what the motion, the debates that has been ongoing on making Swahili a continental language. But today I just bumped into some article which someone went ahead. This includes the African Union, the AU, the EU, and these people had to come forth and say that Swahili is just not being made a continental language, because it is needed. Of course, it's supposed to unite people, but they went ahead and made assumptions that this, because also we have French, Spanish, and English, which have united people across the different countries. But for me, I totally disagree, because this language, or rather these languages, they have been brought here to divide us, especially English. Because if I go to somewhere different, let's say like in Tanzania, one thing that I realized in Tanzania, those people have grown up speaking Swahili all their lives. They never had English, the colonial, the language of the colonies, in their continent. Not so many people can be able to speak English in Tanzania. And I remember when we were there, so many people were like, you guys should teach us how to speak English. And we were like, you don't even need it, because this is one of the languages that it has been used by the colonies rather than by the Mzungu to divide us. They want us to learn something different, because they know to other people it is also difficult for them to speak English. So I cannot say that Spanish, French, and all this, that these different subjects and languages that have been brought in school, they are meant to unite Africans. For me, I think they are to divide Africans, and Swahili should not be something to debate on and try to compare it with English, Spanish, and all this. That is what I can really say. But do let me know what are your thoughts regarding these particular matters, and as we get to discuss even other deeper matters that are happening across African countries. We have right now in Sudan people protesting because of the price of the food. And we also have in Kenya as well, where the spokesperson of the president has also come forth and blamed Russia, because of the sanctions that have been happening right here in the African continent. And they're saying that the prices are not going high just because of, the Russia and Ukraine, the Russia and Ukraine war. And she has something to say, of which I'll be guiding you before we come to the end of the broadcast today. Kay Williams is saying that I'm waiting for the train, Jovi. It is 5:12 a.m. White where you are. But Asante Sana, I think actually we did have a time difference, because when I told you when it was 12 right here in the 254, I was used to you telling me it is 4 p.m. on your end. So I think we did have a time change. And I appreciate you so much for being with us every day, and for also taking your time and joining me in every broadcast that we present unto you. Do remember we also have other different shows. We have the African Diary, we have the 254 to Jadili show, the Rhythm Scoop show, the Africa Today show, and so much to mention. But we appreciate you for always being with us in each and every one of them. But for now, I'll be getting back to the music. And this by the one and only D major. I'll be playing you nothing but Jamaican vibes today. And I do hope that you get to enjoy. I do hope that you get to enjoy this vibe that I'm bringing onto you as you get ready for work, as you sip your coffee. Then I'll be coming back with some health tips, because do remember yesterday and the other day I said that I'll be giving as much tips as I can when it comes to the matters of health, because most of us are used to quotes and everything. So for me, I think I should make a change, because we have Kate, I think she's always very good at giving quotes, and I just think she's really amazing at giving quotes. For me, I think I'm gonna be coming with health tips as much as I can. Yesterday they give you some tips regarding the banana peels, and we did get to see that they help in terms of fiber and so much, not to mention the same things you get in the banana itself. They are also on the banana peels. But also the banana peels, I did get to mention that they help when you dry them on the sun for some few days, then burn them, then use the ashes. They produce some certain sort of juice. I don't want to call it juice because it is always very bitter, but very, really, really nice when it comes to ulcers, when it comes to blood pressure, and also some cooking. It is like a cooking recipe in some vegetables, in some African vegetables that if I mention, none of you will be able to know. But those are some of the recipes that rather some of the health tips that I'll be giving and more. Today I'll be coming with some health tips to do with green tea and honey, how do they help you or how do they affect you? For now, do enjoy this amazing jam by the one and only D Major, coming all the way from Nigeria, not Nigeria, sorry, Jamaica. This was a jam done in 2016, and I was young when this jam did get to come up, and it was one of my favorites reading by then. Enjoy this one.
Tell me, have you seen her? Have you seen her? She'll be mine finally. Oh, where did she go? Met the girl of my dreams in my dream. Wish I didn't wake up, cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, she's the one who I share everything. No, it's kind of messed up, cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, where to search, where to go, where to turn, I don't know. Girl, I'm gonna find ya. Oh yeah, sure I'm gonna find ya. Like a kiss from a rose. She's the one, heaven knows. Yes, I'm gonna find ya. Oh girl, sure I'm gonna find ya. With the girl of my dreams in my dream. Wish I didn't wake up, cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, she's the woman who I share everything. You know it's kinda messed up, cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, I'm no longer dreaming, but I surely need her now. Kinda hurts when I think about it. God knows I love the way she made me feel. I was flying, now for her touch I'm crying. In my dream she was so close, but right now she is so far away. And the girl of my dreams in my dream. Wish I didn't wake up. Now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, she's the woman who I share everything. You know it's kind of messed up, cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, I say, come on home, baby. Come on home, baby. Baby girl, I need ya. Yes, you know I need ya. Come on home, baby. Come on home, baby. Baby girl, I need ya. Yes, you know I need ya. Met the girl of my dreams in my dream. Wish I didn't wake up, cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah, she's the woman who I share everything. You know it's kinda messed up, cause now I gotta find her in reality. Yeah,
With the girl of my dreams in my dreams. Yes, that is the major playing right here on the Block of Fire Radio. We are back with the Pan African Bliss. And like I say, Sister Janet, you're saying sing it, Joby. I'm trying as much as I can, man. I'm trying as much as I can. Asante Sana for being with us, sisters and sister. And I can see you saying good morning, gorgeous and positive Joby. How are you today? I'm great. How are you? Thank you for asking. I'm okay, not that okay. It is very, very hot in Nairobi. Very hot. I don't know what is wrong with the weather today. Today is actually extreme hot. Really, really hot. And despite it being very hot, I'm not also feeling that okay, but we are bringing you nothing but positivity all the way, and that is D Major all the way from Jamaica. I don't know why I want to say Nigeria. It is all the way from Jamaica, and that was done in 2016, and it is an amazing, amazing banger playing right here on the Black Out Fire Radio. And I am back with some tips on some health tips on the benefits of the green tea and honey. How they work and to boost your health. And one of the things they're saying that the green tea is a popular drink enjoyed. Of course, most of us drink green tea. Green tea is one of the popular drink enjoyed around the world, and drinking green tea may be associated with a reduced risk of death of many chronic diseases. And though research is not protective effects isn't exactly consistent. Let me just get straight to the point. So they're saying that it helps in the nutrition value of green tea. They're saying it is combined with water, of course, that, and the beverages that provides no calories, but it is filled with nutrients such as polyphenols and minerals linked to health benefits. And that they're also saying the value of honey, because every time you're using green tea, I think most of us we tend to use the honey instead of the sugar. So they're saying the honey is a sweeter than the that has been used as a natural remedy in many cultures through history. It is primarily made up of carbonates, and 1 teaspoon provides about 6 grams of added sugar and 21 calories. That is one of the things. So if you use green tea, you know the benefits of the green tea. When you use honey, you must know the benefits of the honey. When you combine them together. But what are the health benefits of green tea with honey? They're saying that both tea and honey individually offer some possible health benefits, but together may provide even more. And they're saying that green tea with honey may help reduce cold and flu symptoms, and that is one of the benefits. And they're also saying that green tea with honey may also be good for your teeth as well. And green tea with honey may also support in diabetes management. So in case you have issues with diabetes, green tea and honey is the way to go. So those are some of the health tips that I had for you today. And I said I'll be giving as many as I can every day. Yesterday I gave about the banana peels. The other day I gave about the cucumbers. The other day I gave about the thorn melons. And all these things, they're really, really amazing, because honey, I know, it's a natural source which comes from the bees and honey, flowers, sorry. And it is just really amazing to see that the combination of it with green tea. What are the benefits? It helps in supports in diabetes management, helps. It is good for your teeth. And also they're saying it helps reduce cold and flu systems. For me, the only point I ever knew it is about the cold and flu symptoms. Those are the things that I know. And I can see Janet is saying that moringa tea is very good too. Yes, I do agree with you. As much as I can't say I'm really familiar with it, but I've seen some people also use that in terms of many health issues. But I'll be getting straight to the matters of the day, and I just wanted to start with the news and entertainment. That one of the news and entertainment that that is coming from Kenya, and this regarding our when it comes to the entertainment industry. We have so many actors, like, across the world, rather across the continent, and every country. I do believe the management of the entertainment industry, there are those who are taken serious, there are those who take it serious, there are those who don't take it serious. But you look at also the fans. We've been speaking of why the African entertainment is not able to go further. Why is it that maybe someone from Malawi cannot be able to watch my content? Why I cannot be able to watch a content from someone from Malawi? This because, one, we have poor funding, and when you speak of poor funding, it is in such a case where we had the pandemic, which did affect people in so many ways, especially the actors. We had artists. There are people who are not getting shows. There are people who used to host weddings. Even if you are a comedian, you are given the opportunity to come and host in a wedding and all this. But because of the pandemic that happened for 3 years, it affected so many people, including the actors right here in Kenya, who do not even, once, like, let's say I'm working right here in the Blackout Fire Network, yes. And yes, people know me. Let's say for Sister Janet, you know me. Kay Williams, you know me. Jerome Mosquito, you know me. And we have been working together in such a way where we made, a deal. If you have some gig, you can call me, just help me in any way you can, because we have in job, maybe some financial difficulties. But what is really happening in the 254 right now when it comes to the entertainment industry, once you're done with maybe your contract, it is hard, especially since the pandemic happened. It was hard for so many people to get jobs elsewhere, both in the local industry or in the international industry. So many people lost a lot. And it's touched me, because we have this famous comedian who has been living on the streets, and the world is so cold. We live in such a cold world where if you're going through financial difficulties, people only take videos of you, they snap. That is the problem. Understand right now we have digitalization everywhere, yes, and you're able to share information as much as you can. Maybe you want to be known because of sharing some information, because right now everyone is looking for clout, which is super, super crazy. The problem is when you see someone in a situation, you want to take videos because he was famous. So you go, oh, this person has been sleeping on the streets. This is what has been happening. Instead of you helping them to get a job, you want to laugh about the situation. And that is one of the things that I can say, for us Africans, for us to be united and help each other like brothers and sisters, it is a problem. Whether kids and Spikes don't want to agree, it is the truth. I've seen people who are, leave alone even me being beaten up and maybe someone taking pictures of me and going to post somewhere else instead of them helping me. We also have situations of like, like this one, where you are maybe used to be famous out of something you ever did and people are very entertained by it. But after that, after you losing your job, maybe you spent your money super bad, because one of the things we have with the artist, the African artist, yes, you're looking for fame, but you also want to live a very very high lavish lifestyle, forgetting that you're not that stable enough to commute to that lifestyle. So it reaches to a point where once you drown in with even your feet and your hands in such a way you can't even help yourself and no one can help you. So there's this guy who has been an actor, writing the 254, and the problem is, or rather so many people have reacted to it because he has been sleeping on the streets, he became a drunkard and all this, and he was hosting, or rather he was an actor in this one of the programs which goes by the name The Real Houses of Kawangware. It was about, like, the people in the slums, how they live, the difficulties of electricity, the difficulties of paying rent, the difficulties of even putting food in your table. It was an entertainment, and he goes by the name Onyi, and he was speaking during an interview with a local content creator, and stated that he had to move out of his house after the pandemic rendered him jobless, and his situation got worse, and he ended up becoming homeless. And the renowned actor who was a regular at the National Theatre, KTN, that's one of the TV stations we have here in Kenya, revealed that he could hardly afford transport money from Syokimau to CBD, where he resides. And he also revealed that his colleagues in the industry were not aware of his split, and adding that he went silent on most people when he lost access to the stream income. And he said that I used to host wedding receptions and even birthday parties until the pandemic, and these things were prohibited, and now we couldn't work and live alone, even being on TV. That is rather at KTM. And the situation was hard for me, and I had to move out of my house and come to Katani here, and I had to run away because the rent was a problem. I couldn't pay for my house, and the landlord even locked the house, so that I could not stay there anymore. And according to the actor, since he lost his source of income, the mothers of his wife, children, also deserted him, and that they want nothing to do with him. He defended himself, stating that when he had the means to support his children, he could. But right now, because he has nothing, totally no one bears to barely, no one is even intended to support him. My problem is, okay, I have a problem with him first, but I also have a problem with our industry. We know someone from this and this and this, and you are in a capability. For me, I don't know, it's me being too generous or what, but I know if you are in a situation where you can help someone, we have so many. I don't want to call them the big fish, but we have people in the industry who have really made it. Speak of someone like Kerry Komondi, whom we know is super dramatic. The president of comedy is someone who is very, very well stable. I've seen artists who have been helpful to people. Like someone can come forth and say, "Hey, I'm looking for Keith. Can you help me raise $15 for rent?" And Keith comes forth and pays this $15 or even $30 for an extra fee of even your next rent. We have such people. Yes, I'm not like saying you should be generous to everyone, but if we could only embrace being nice to our people, just being nice to a brother or a sister, it wouldn't hurt. For me, I always say every day, just spread kindness as much as you can, spread love as much as you can. Not so many people get that, not so many people have had that. And we also have the mentality, I don't know if it is everywhere, where when a man fails, for a woman, let's say you have this man because of his success and everything, but after he fails, instead of you supporting him, you run away, which is not good, because you run away and you take your children's also with him, and you impose some negativities, on them about their dad and all this. So you find they cannot even be able to support them. Yes, I remember yesterday when we were speaking of where children were not obligated to, like, paying back to what our parents were supposed to do. But I believe also for you as a kid, if you are in a capability of helping your parents, if they are in a very bad situation like him, where he is sleeping on the streets, do it. But also the problem is goes to the actors. You are in the industry, yes, you're getting your money, but you're living like we were talking yesterday on the Rhythm Scoop show, where you're saying, if I'm broke, that is my problem. It is not your problem. You should come forth and speak to the society. For me, if I'm broke, I'll come to Kate. I'll tell her, I'm in this 1, 2, 3 situation. Can we help each other out? And also for her, we do. That is, I do believe that is the way of surviving. That is the way of surviving. But let it be a lesson. I can just say so to the actors, rather to the people in the industry. When you get the list of the money you can. Right now we have the matters of economy. Things are going high and high and high and high. Save, invest. Save and invest where you can. Even if you'll be selling tomatoes, let people laugh at you, but in a day you're getting some income without borrowing anyone. That is what I can really say regarding this particular matter. But I can see Janet is saying it takes everything to stand alone. I know it takes everything to stand alone, but again, I believe if you are, it is always nice to speak up. And when I was coming to work today, I was asking a friend about a friend of theirs whom I know they're in a situation and they don't want to speak about it. And they find that these are the same situation that lead people, especially men, to suicide. People killing themselves because you have no one to talk to. Everyone will laugh at you because, oh, look at him now. He was famous. Now he has nothing. That is not the way to go. Me, I do not clap at that. I will not. I won't say that. I'll never laugh at someone because they are in a situation. This life is full of its ups and downs, but again, we need to use our brains where necessary. Invest and save where you can. Because for him, I think he's an aged person. If you look at him, he's an aged person. Personally, I've seen him and I knew where he used to reside, but I just hope people can learn from every situation we keep on seeing every day. Oh, this person was famous, now they have nothing. That is because you're spending very badly and you want to put yourself in a life that does not fit you. It is the same quote I was reading yesterday. Don't rent a house because you want to impress your friends, or you rent in a very expensive house because you want your friends, when they come there, they're like, wow, you're living in a very, very good mansion and this and this. Rent a house that you're capable of paying, because at the end of the day, your friends will leave and you'll be left paying that rent alone. At the end of the month, the landlord is going to be on your door, and none of your friends, even if you raise a phone call, help me with $10, none of them will be able to do that for you. So I do hope that this will be a lesson to this particular man, and people can be able also to help him in any way that they can. Those are my thoughts, but do let me know what are your thoughts regarding this particular matter. And could it be the African entertainment industry which is not funding enough to the actors, or maybe to the people in the industry, or is it the people in the industry themselves also wasting themselves with the money that they get? There is a two-way option, and for me, I think it is both ways. And also, where we need to be careful, because right now we look at the matters of economy. Things, as I said, they are going high and high, and we need to be secured money-wise and everywise. I can just say so. But you're saying that, Sister Janet, I can say you're saying that, Joby, I feel sad for that gentleman. However, instead of begging for help, always have a plan B. Exactly, to take care of yourself. Exactly, I totally agree. Because if he had saved or invested in something, the problem is people are always scared of what others will say. Trust you me, I remember there are times, even the times I used to come to work, like on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. For the 2 days ahead, which was on Tuesday and Thursday, then I had Saturday and Sunday. For me, I used to make fruits. At first, no one could buy them, because people are viewing at you like, oh, look at, like, I don't know. I don't want to brag. I don't want to say, like, it's not a bragging, but it's something I was given. it is something that was given, due to the beauty I have as an African person. And also there's a certain walk that God gave me. So people used to judge me. They're like, they call you slay queen, which is not appropriate. Oh, look at a slay queen, she's selling this and this. But me, I never cared. For being honest, I never cared. I went ahead and blended my fruits every day whenever I can, and go and do my thing and get the money I can, because at the end of the day you'll be left talking, but I know what I have to do to survive. If I come to you, you calling me a slay queen or calling me names, and ask you for maybe even $1, you'll not be able to help me. Or tell you to even buy me samosa for 20 shillings, 20 Kenyan shillings, you'll not be able. So people are always scared of what others will say, but you forget when the problems comes, these people will not be there to help you. So if for him he had a plan B, maybe go sell tomatoes, as I said. Vegetables are one of the things that I know make an income in a day, and that is what I can really, really say. Those are my thoughts. If you had a plan B, you'll be able to now be able not to go to people and sleeping on the streets. But those are my thoughts regarding this particular one. But I'll be moving on to other news and updates. And what is really happening right now is that there is blood riots spreading in Sudan, where people are protesting in anger. Because I was just asking myself when I saw this one, even if you protest, do you think the leaders do even care? Because at the end of the day, these are people who are puppets. We know they're very, very corrupt, very, very corrupt. They're getting their money, checks every day, and that is not a problem to them. So you going to the streets claiming, oh, the price of the bread is high, and this guy is eating even that bread without even wanting to know where it is coming from. At the end of the day, you know, he is the leader. I can just say so. So what is really happening in Sudan right now? They're saying that students in several towns and cities across Sudan have been protesting for a third day against the rising of the cost of the food. And this is not only in Sudan, but it is also happening in Kenya, where they're saying that Ukraine war is not behind Kenya's inflation, the rise of the food and everything. They're saying that the Russia embassy in Kenya has blamed Western sanctions for the rising cost of the living in the East African nations. And this is after Kenya's presidential spokesperson, Kanzedena, had blamed the Russia invasion of Ukraine for soaring the fuel and food prices in the country. And in an interview, Ms. Dena said that the rising cost of living was not exclusive in Kenya, but the embassy blamed the country about the rising of this particular, budgets every day. This also is happening in South Sudan, where students are also protesting, and they're saying that the reports from Nyala and the capital of South Darfur State say that the students were injured by security forces trying to break up the demonstration, and the teachers there have also taken to the streets to express their anger after the police officers beat colleagues inside a school on Sunday. And Sudan has seen almost daily protests against the last year military coup. Well, I can't say for Sudan. For Sudan, it has, we know the matters of lack of peace, especially in that particular country. It has been on and off, but also for them protesting, like we have the war ongoing, we have lack of peace in this particular country. Also, you trying to go and protest for food. I can't say it is advisable, according to me, because we know every time Africans have a protest, even if you do a peaceful protest, the leaders will always command the police to go on the streets to come and beat you up, for you to stop talking. They think it is nonsense you're trying to, the information you're trying to give. That is the problem. So I can say for Sudan, even if they protest, I don't see any change. First they need to finish whatever is going, when it comes to the matters of the war that is ongoing in that particular country. Calm down, ensure that people are in peace, and then we can talk about the food budget and all that. Well, that is what I can really say regarding this particular matter that is happening in Sudan, and also what is happening in Kenya. But I do not see why Kenya, they are blaming the Russian, why the Russian embassy is blaming the Western sanction. Yes, we know we have the, I just don't know what is really happening. But they're saying that the real cause of the increase in prices in Africa is not Russia's special military operation in Ukraine, but the illegal and unilateral sanction, that is what they are saying, imposed by the US, the EU, sorry, and the and their followers on Russia. That is what they are saying, and those are the embassy the embassy of the Russian embassy did get to write that. Well, first the information is coming from also Russia itself, the Russian embassy. So I can't see why the Kenyan, the spokesperson of the presidential spokesperson is trying, whatever she's trying to defend in this particular matter, it does not make sense. It doesn't make a difference that we still have the food prices high, which are very, very high. And you speaking out that this is the cost, it won't make a change, because if we had the president himself speaking about this and this, we would understand that, we would at least take that serious. That is what I can really say. But do let me know what your thoughts regarding these particular matters, family. We'll be back after this short musical break. Kindly do allow me to sip some water, and I'll be back with after this amazing jam by the one and only Fee. She's an amazing young girl, and she did this jam 5 years ago, and it goes by the name Taboo. She's just super talented, and I really love her. Just enjoy this one.
Kukucheki anipenda ye, nimemwacha nyumbani, hajui. Baby wanichanganya, zingua maliza, mimi sijiwezi. Ni makosa baby, forbidden fruit is sweet. Naenda, mimi sitabaki. Twajiweka shimoni, this is where we end, yeah. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. No, any taboo, it's taboo too. Cause you're taboo, oh yeah. No, any taboo, it's taboo too. Acha kunishika mkono hivo, ninahisi mengi ila ninajua kuna kikomo. Si upendo ni mchezo, uongo situmeamini. Najaribu kumpenda niwe naye. Gonna let me be and
Who said Joby cannot sing? I can. But karibuni sana, once again we are back, and I can see Jerome Mosquito Ike Coffee, aka Ike Coffee, is in the building, and you're saying karibu sana. I'm the one supposed to be telling you karibu, and I think Kate has been educating you the right Swahili terms. Karibu. I'm the one supposed to be telling you karibu. Then for you, you're supposed to respond asante. That is the right way. I'm the one supposed to be welcoming you, and then you say thank you, which is I'm the one supposed to say karibu. You say asante sana. But I can say, Sister Janet, also you're saying I agree with kids. Starvation is coming, and the finger pointing is just a distraction. I totally agree with you. It is a distraction. So for me, I don't see why the spokesperson of Kenya, the president's spokesperson, has to come forth and blame all this and this and this. It doesn't still make any change according to me, because still people will keep on. I just passed by where we eat lunch, and I can't believe the price of fries, chips. It has reached half a dollar. It used to go by $50, but right now it is almost half $7. That is what I can say. Half $7. That is quite a big price. That is what I can really say. It is really crazy. So her speaking about this, or rather even Sudan going to protest, what is really these people trying to speak, oh, the price has gone high, we need a change, we need this. It still doesn't make any change. the war that is happening in Ukraine and Russia, these people, as Keith did get to explain on that, it is beneficial unto them. So, with the increase of food, also, I bet there is a way it is benefiting them. There is a way, I bet. I don't know how, but I do know there is a way it might be benefiting them. But one of the things, news and updates that are also coming from Kenya, and according to the song, what is Fee is singing, Taboo. One of the taboos that we have here in Kenya, which is supposed to be a taboo, is the matatu drivers giving the police officers money every time. Every time we have a matatu, you always, when you're going, rather, even when I'm coming to work, we always have police officers, stationed in different places. So as you walk or as you drive, as a driver, these police officers will always do this. They'll always pull you on the side. And it's not just to check the license or whether if you have this, if you have insurance. There's the makanga, the conductor, is always having 50 shillings. The passcode of Nairobi highway or any street, as so long as you are a driver, the passcode for you to just be left to walk scot-free and peacefully, smoothly by a police officer is you having $50 on your hand. So all you just do is do this. You give them, no one has to notice, but you have to give them money. That is what is really happening. But due to this particular matter, the matatu drivers, there was a day they did threaten, actually it was a threat actually to the whole country. And if you can remember last week, we had Kate had an issue also getting to work because of there were no matatus because they had gone on a strike. Not only because of them being checked by the NTSA if they have the license and everything, but they also went on a strike because not only are they being harassed by police officers, they have to give bribes, and if they don't, you're taken to the station, and which will cost you even more money than that $50 that you were just supposed to give. So what is really happening right now, the Kenyan matatu drivers have won a battle against the police bribes, and which is a good news to report right now. They're saying that the Kenyan government has suspended a controversial crackdown aimed at improving road safety in the country. And the decision comes after a nation's biggest transport union threatened to go on a nationwide strike over unfair treatment. And the protest organizers say officers tasked with enforcing road safety for all road vehicles only targeted private buses and minibuses known as matatus. And these privately owned vehicles are often brightly decorated with spokes artwork and blaring popular music. And hundreds of thousands of commuters rely on, most of the people we do rely on the matatus. And the matatu drivers complain that they have been forced to pay bribes, and they can be arrested if you refuse to pay. And the government says that the compliance checks were meant to prevent rogue and dangerous drivers. That is why they were also trying to operate on the road. But they are saying, however, Edwin Mukambani, chairman of the Federation of Public Transport Sector, says that the officials recognize there have been shortcomings, and the enforcement officers were meant to go out and look for ways to reduce accidents. They were meant to look for defects and safety standards in all road vehicles, but they end up forcing on matatus only and end up taking money, and which is totally crazy. But they're saying in addition to suspending the compliance checks for matatu, the National Transport and Safety Authority and the police have also agreed to include public transport representatives in future operation. And the suspension is due to last 2 weeks and will enable those involved in discussion agreeable terms to say it is a good result. For me, I think this is also a good move because, and I don't think they're going to stop. Okay, the problem is, the Africa, I don't think Africa will be able to move away from corruption. I think this is not the first time I've had this news of where the matatu drivers, because trust to me, I don't think, yes, we have that in Tanzania. Tanzania, at least they use tuk-tuk, which we have tuk-tuk, we have boda-bodas, we have the classic buses. There's a time I did get to share on Telegram the kind of buses that operate. Of course, you guys also saw when you are walking on the street with Kate, they have classic buses. At least for them, I can say they have a sort of order. when you come to Nairobi, literally, not so many people have cars. So the means of transport most of us are depending on is this public means of transport. And you find that maybe you are in a rush, but this police officer will waste your time and will drag all of you, including the people who are also in that bus, to the station only if the driver refused to give that $50, which is totally insane. So I can say with this matter, it is a good move. It is a good news to report. At least they have won this battle, but trust me, it will not stop. The police officers will always find something to blame you. They'll always find a blame, and will end up giving that money, which is totally crazy. I remember there was a certain video a guy shared where there was a police running after a certain motorbike just because this guy refused to give $50, the bribe money that he was supposed to be giving. So the guy was running after, the bike, which is totally insane. But it is crazy. I can just say it is some good news, but I don't think it is going to stop anytime soon. But do let me know, what are your thoughts? As much as I know, most of you might be having cars, you might not have experienced matatus, but this is just some good news to report. I can just say so. Moving on to the main topic of the day, which was our main focus of the day, is regarding the Swahili language. The Swahili, which was supposed, rather has been passed, and is supposed to be made a continental language in Africa. It's supposed to be a one-way language, and I don't see why they took it. They took so long, to come up with this. They took so long, to make Swahili a mandatory subject in every country. They took so long. They have taken so long, but again, it's not too late, because remember, we have still Africans who are running away from Africa. They don't want to know Swahili. They want to know English, because the problems, I think, starts with the issue of Africa not learning Swahili, rather not everyone not knowing Swahili, because I think Swahili is spoken, even with the news that I got, Swahili is spoken in I think 5 countries, 5-6 countries, if not to mention. We have Kenya to start, we have Tanzania we have Uganda, we have Rwanda, we have Burundi, we also have the DRC Congo, and maybe Ethiopia some, and Somali some. Sudan, not most of them, I can say so, because we also have Sudanese right here in Kenya. Not most of them know Swahili. And which other country to mention? I think those are the countries that I can really say that know Swahili the most. And we also have Zambia? We have Zambia and Zimbabwe, which some words they use contain Swahili. So regarding this particular matter, yes, we know Swahili was passed. It was supposed to be made a continental language. But what really pissed me off with the news that I got, rather that I bumped into, it is that these people, what is really happening, they're saying that Africa confronts linguistic imperialism with Kiswahili. And they're saying that the move by the African Union, the Apex Organization for African States, to adopt Swahili as one of its official working languages is not only culturally and politically significant, but a shot in the arm in its global spread. And they're saying that this comes just 3 months after the United Nations on November 23rd, 2021, designated the 7th of July as the World Swahili speaking as the World Kiswahili Language Day. Because we remember last year in July we did get to mention that on 23rd in 2021, that was the day that they did pass that it is supposed to be a World Kiswahili Language Day, which is supposed to be celebrated. But they're saying it becomes the first African language which is spoken by more than 200 million people, to be honored by UNESCO. Always we have these people intervening in this particular one. Yesterday we were discussing about UNESCO also, involving themselves in what is happening in Tanzania and all this. We always have these people distracting every move that is supposed to make Africa go ahead. But what they did go ahead and say that Kiswahili, mainly spoken in the East African, is a fusion in the dialect born of Bantu and Arabic languages, has earned its place of pride as one of the world's top most spoken languages in Africa, and most widely used native lingua, and it enjoys official status It enjoys official status nationals in Kenya. These are the countries that speak Swahili the most. We have Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and it is also widely spoken in parts of the DRC Congo, Rwanda, Burundi. As I did get to mention, for me, I know also Ethiopia, Somali, Sudan, not most of them, but we have some. And they're saying that officially it was being used in the East African communities and the South African development communities, and regional blocks before the AU adoption. And they're saying over years, Kiswahili has spread south of the continent to parts of Zambia. As I said, we have Malawi. I do know of Malawi. We have Mozambique. While Burundi and Madagascar and the Comoros Islands have also adopted it. And in June 2020, South Africa introduced Kiswahili. Of course, we also have South Africa. South Africa introduce Kiswahili as an optional subject. See, it is an optional. It's supposed to be made mandatory. It's not supposed to. This is the problem. And I'll get to the main problem where it starts, because I think it starts, they say charity begins at home. I think it's begun from where we were born, because we have the parents who are indoctrinating children not to learn Swahili, to grow up knowing English. You go ahead, go out of the country, want to go speak French and Spanish and Chinese and all that. So it starts all where we are born. But they're saying that in June 2020, South Africa introduced Swahili as an optional subject in the hope that the language could become a tool to foster cohesion among Africans. And it is in the light that the AU, the African Union, moved to adopt Swahili is a milestone in the mainstream. In mainstreaming it, and eventually launched it globally. And what they're also saying, aside from fostering shared identity, Kiswahili as a language is a very important tool in the geopolitics of things. It will unite Africans. This is where they go totally wrong. It will unite Africans just as other languages like French, Spanish, English, and English, which have also united people who speak them. So for me, if I speak Spanish, I'll have to go to Spain to speak Spanish. I don't think they're so okay. Yes, we might be having some people in Africa who speak Spanish, but how many to mention? Not everyone can afford the money to go and pay for Spanish classes. Yes, right now we have actually the problem. The problem just starts with we have the system of education. For me, I'll start with just to conclude with all this. The problem starts with our homes, our African parents, the indoctrination of you, where we have these parents who have the tendency of telling children, when you give birth to your kid, you're like, oh, hi mom, I don't want you speaking this, I want you to be speaking English and all that. So you want your kid to be communicating. Like we I've seen this like literally everywhere. Kids who give others stress, because of speaking English. It's like, let's say we have let's say my right arm is let's say this is an estate, and my left arm, this is the slums. So we have the slums where these people have grown up speaking Swahili, but these people from the estate, because they don't want their kids to be associated with the people from the slums, they have to grow up speaking English. So if these children come together, this one is speaking English, this one is speaking Swahili. So this kid is having so much difficulty trying to understand what this other kid is saying, because English is a problem to them, which is totally crazy, which is totally insane to speak of. So for me, I think the indoctrination starts from home, because you as a parent, you're supposed to teach your kid to speak what other people are speaking, which is Swahili. Because at the end of the day, still, even if you take this kid to school, right here in Kenya, Swahili is not an optional language. It's not an optional subject. It is a mandatory. You can't say that I don't want to study Swahili in school. Well, like you can choose chemistry and bio and geography and all that. It is mandatory. So even if you ignore this kid not speaking Swahili in school, they will learn it. That is what I can say. But, again, the indoctrination starts there. Then you take your kids to China. You want them to go to China. You want them to speak Spanish. You want them to speak French. We also have the colleges, which have also brought the same indoctrination where in your course, the course that you've taken, it includes maybe French as an additional language, which is not like an option, it is a must because you chose that course. So you must study French, you must study Spanish. Because let's say if you go, for me, I remember when I was in college, I was doing hotel and management. And I remember for the course I chose, for me, I never had the subjects, but I had the friends who are, they were supposed to learn French and Spain and Spanish and all this. This because if you are posted, maybe let's say in a 5-star hotel as a worker or rather as a waitress, and someone communicates to you in Spanish, you need to know the language. Why not Swahili? It is crazy. So I can say for me, the indoctrination starts at home. Then we have the schools. Then we also have the world, where you want to fit in the Mzungu's world, which is totally, totally insane. But that is what is really happening. But for me, I think Swahili is not supposed to be something to debate on, where you're saying that, all French and this has united. It has divided people. And we know that. We have English. Like I'm saying, that is the perfect example I could give. We have the people living in the estate and the people living in the slums. When these people come together, they cannot be able to understand each other because it is a problem. I'll not be able to understand this friend of mine because they're speaking English. For me, I cannot be able to understand this friend because they're speaking Swahili. So for me, I don't think that is unity, that is division. But do let me know, family, what are your thoughts? But I also want to tell you that we are coming to the end of the broadcast today, and I just want to appreciate you so much for being with us. But I can see Sister Janet, you're saying that corruption is a habit and will never stop. Exactly. So for me, I can say with the move that they have made, the Matatu people might have won on this one, but I don't think that will never change. You always have the police who will always find a damage, which is not even a damage. They'll always find issues, to bring up, and you end up giving the money for them to just let you go scot-free. Because if you don't, at the end of the day, you will be accused of something even bigger. You end up in the station. You are supposed to give $50, you end up giving $100 or maybe $10, which is totally crazy and very insane. So corruption, for me, I don't think it will be able to change any soon, because again, I did get to mention that for us, the citizens living in Africa, it has we have normalized, or rather we used to corruption in such a way of also we have also normalized it. We're not ready to let go as well. It has been made a practice, and for us, we also practice in it, which is totally insane. But Janet also saying that languages are another tool of the white man to divide us into tribes to be controlled. Totally, I do agree with you. I can say for me, I don't think French and Spanish and all these languages have done any unity amongst the African people. It has actually divided us for the longest time. But Santeni Sana family, I'm coming to the end of today's broadcast. I want to appreciate everyone who has been with us. Thank you so much, Sister Janet, and for those who have been listening silently, and also to Jara Mosquito, aka Ike Coffee, and also to Kay Williams, and to the rest of the family. In case you missed this, you can also rewatch it from the beginning and get to enjoy the vibes that I had for you today. It is 4 minutes past 1 p.m. right here in Nairobi. Almost the time for ugali. I'm craving ugali. I've not eaten ugali for 2 weeks. I actually, kids should give me a hand of claps. I should be given a round of applause over there for not eating ugali for over 2 weeks. I've not eaten ugali for over 2 weeks, and I'm dead serious about that, which is totally insane. Now, I don't know. It's because I've been lazy at cooking and everything, but I'm really, really craving ugali today and some very nice beef, which I am sure I've taken. But much love, family. Asante sana. Do remember to join us on the other shows. My voice is getting raspy. Kindly do allow me to sip some water. Then we'll be back with the Rhythm Scoop show later on, and the Tujadili 254 show. From me to you, much love. Asante sana. Sister Janet is saying much love, Joby. A fantastic show and information. I appreciate you so much for the singing and your beautiful smile. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much, sister. I love you so much. Asante sana. But let me go with this amazing jam. I'll be saying bye-bye with this one. And this was done in 2017. And it is also one of my favorites. I can say so, I'll dedicate myself this one. I can say.
You bloom to the waters of my fantasy. Let Ignite your soul to this harmony. Push it close like a little sun. Let me ignite every part of you. Steady touch, mama, tell me what you're feeling. Let my actions be what you're thinking. Cause it is like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life. It is like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life. Call me a number one. Baby, you can call me a superman.